What's good? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with a review of the new 21 Savage and Metro Boomin album entitled Savage Mode 2. Let's get to it. 21 Savage is an East Atlanta rapper by way of the UK. Not only is he a successful recording artist who won a Grammy, but he's also become a philanthropist in his own city of Atlanta. He's partnered with the mayor to launch a free financial literacy program for the kids, so it's dope to see he's doing big things in his community. 21 Savage has evolved quite a bit as an artist since he stepped on the scene in 2015. At first, I thought he was pretty one-dimensional as an artist, but I did like how he made more haunting and horrorcore style trap music. To keep it a buck, I really didn't listen to his music all like that until around 2017, 2018 when he dropped Without Warning with Offset, and of course 2018's I Am is Greater Than I Was. That 2018 album kind of changed my opinion on him as an artist, as I thought the production was fire and he showed some versatility as far as making conceptual songs, and he was able to switch up his monotonous flow. So that brings us to this brand new project produced by Metro Boomin. This is of course the sequel to their 2016 mixtape Savage Mode, and let me tell you, since then both have stepped it up and evolved their artistic sound big time. Metro's trap production is now more multi-layered and filled with nuance. His transitions are way more impressive, and just overall his beats are more sonically pleasing. 21 has also honed his craft by using different flows, better hooks, and sticking to a particular topic in his songs. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that he's transformed into this super lyrical guy. 21 is still very much a trap artist, so the lyrics aren't going to blow your mind. At times his similes can be pretty simple, but at least they're said in a semi-humorous way, or at least I've been able to find some humor in them. What I'm trying to say here is, if you only listen to albums for lyrics, then you probably won't like this album, because it won't be very stimulating for you if you want to hear crazy wordplay and detailed storytelling. But if you like authentic trap music with an occasional witty line and very good production, then 21 Savage delivers on that front. He's also rapping on here too, to the best of his ability at the moment. But before I jump into this album in depth, let's pause for a second to take a glance at this album cover. Doesn't this really take you back to the infamous pen and pixel cover art days of No Limit, Suave House, and just old school Southern rap in general? I thought it was super dope that he decided to go this nostalgic route for the cover art. So this album has 15 songs. It lasts approximately 44 minutes. Metro produces every song, but he gets some occasional assistance from guys like Southside, Honorable Sino, and Zaytoven. Overall, this tape is very well produced. There wasn't one beat that I thought was bad. The songs were sequenced well with seamless transitions, so the whole thing flows really well from top to bottom. One last thing before I run through these tracks: this album was narrated by the narrator of narrators, Morgan Freeman. What a flex on 21's part to have his whole album narrated by the legendary Morgan Freeman. That seems like the ultimate cheat code right there. Morgan Freeman is giving him some 48 laws of power type of wisdom throughout this thing. So I thought his addition to this project was very important. It's something that no other rapper can say that they've done, and it makes this project feel very cinematic. And speaking of movies, the eerie quality to this album is very fitting for Halloween, so maybe this album can be your soundtrack for this Halloween season. But with that being said, let me hit y'all with this track by track breakdown. We have Morgan Freeman on the intro dropping some game on top of this suspenseful instrumental. It's just an epic way to start out the project. Then on the first track, Running, we have this menacing beat. The Diana Ross sample sounds so beautiful yet haunting. This track is a surefire banger that will likely boost the crime rate. Savage states, "I ain't with the rap beef, Draco pedophile, all my ops get touched." 21 reminds us that his cars stay running, the ops stay running, but one thing you will never catch Savage do is Run himself. This was a fantastic opening song to set things off, as it definitely gave off that chilling and frightening vibe. Glock on My Lap is equally as threatening. The tough talk and threats of violence is on 10 here. The beat and his overall flow is giving me some 3-6 Mafia vibes. 21 makes it clear that he's focused on making trap, so you won't catch him doing any of the trendy drill music. One line that I thought was clever was, he think he the battery, we call him Elon Musk. It shows that 21 is up on his current events in the business and tech world. What follows are two of the most lighthearted and upbeat songs on the tape, Mr. Right Now and Rich Guy Shit. Mr. Right Now is a feel-good track that might be the only song geared for the ladies. It has commercial single appeal written all over it, but I really like the wavy and melodic instrumental. Is something that you could play when you were in your bag. I actually thought 21 and Drake killed the hook. It's got a great melody. We also get a solid verse from Drake, even though he thought it was appropriate to tell us that he dated SZA back in '08, which was kind of a lame thing to say. After that, we get the song Rich Guy Shit featuring Young Thug. This has a really luxurious instrumental with a soothing violin and some watery synths. It almost sounds like a Cardo beat, as you can hear the cowbell effect also, but this beat is so damn smooth that it personifies that fly and lavish lifestyle. The following bar is simple, but I think it's kind of effective. Savage got a whole lot of hits, dog. I be dropping bombs like Baghdad. You know, he's not going to hit you over the head with bars, but he will throw in a witty one-liner. Up next is Slidin', which is more of a straightforward trap song. The beat isn't as layered as some of the others, but it is very eerie and hypnotic. 21 is sliding on this beat in terms of his flow. Could also picture 2 Chainz doing some damage to this beat. But this one will make you feel like you are on some real gangster killer shit. I mean, at least it did for me. What comes after is Many Men, which has a dark and ethereal instrumental. The spooky keys sound perfect for Halloween, but it is contrasted nicely with some gentle harmonizing and faint strings. It's probably one of the best produced Metro songs on this project, in my opinion. On here, 21 likens his lifestyle to 50 Cent and that he feels like many men wish death upon him. 21 also sends a shot at Jeezy here with We Don't Pump Fake, We Kill Beef. 21 Savage, not Jeezy, pussy. It seems like Jeezy has been his easy target these days, whether it's Freddie Gibbs continuing to diss him or the roasting of Jeezy for doing that trapping in the grocery store video. Then we get Morgan Freeman dropping some street psychology on us with the snitches and rats interlude. He breaks down the difference between someone being a snitch versus someone being a rat. Never thought we would ever witness Morgan Freeman in this particular light, but he does sound like an authentic OG as he breaks down the difference between these two. This bleeds into the track Snitches and Rats featuring Young Nudie, and it is peak gangster rap. 21 opens his verse with You talk on the internet, we talk in the street. Kel-Tec 223 like D Wade, I love my heat. Glock 19 in the booth, it's on the seat. Black Air Force Ones in the field, them my cleats. The black Air Force line was definitely hard, but I do share the sentiment of 21 and Young Nudie in that I think that snitches and rats should all be whacked. I mean, I'm an 80s baby, so we tend to view things a little differently. My dog, 21, gets a little personal on top of some moody pianos. He talks having his heart broken by his girlfriend, growing up poor with his mom not being able to provide like she wanted to. And of course, he addresses being from the UK. However, he reminds his critics and haters that just because he's from overseas, that does not mean that he won't get busy with the gunplay. The pianos seem to build towards the second half of the track, which was dope. But his first verse was the hardest to me. He opened with, just because it ain't happened yet, don't think that it's not. Nipsey was solid. I know he up there with Biggie and Pac. My chopper could tell you a story. I pray that you don't try to plot. He is low-key rapping here. After this, we get a change in pace with Steppin' on Dudes. This beat is very late 80s, almost NWA inspired. I like the funky horns on the chorus. This one was cool for variation, but it's not one of my top picks as it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. The following two tracks show 21 experimenting with some different flows. Brand New Draco and No Op Left Behind. Brand New Draco is another menacing banger. The beat kind of reminds me of a trap version of Freddie Gibbs's Baby Shit song produced by The Alchemist. Then on No Op Left Behind, Savage continues to issue some threats over a suspenseful beat. I can't say that No Op Left Behind was a standout for me. It's one of the more average songs, but it still sounded pretty decent sonically, although I can see the subject matter being repetitive for some at this point. The track RIP Love is more of a conceptual song about heartbreak. After failed relationships, 21 has become disenchanted with the idea of love. I like this one a lot for the production, which is assisted by Zaytoven. The somber and melodic beat used here contains the same sample that Nas used on his classic Take It in Blood. It's faint, but if you listen closely, you can tell. The lyrics were very heartfelt, although it does sound like 21 was a simp for having those idealistic views on love to begin with, but that's just my take. Anyway, I like the rainy day like feel to this particular track. The guitars at the end is pretty epic as well. It definitely gives me some Mike Dean vibes. 21 closes this project out on a reflective note with the mellow Said and Done. This contains the smooth Stephanie Mills sample Touch Me Now. 21 talks a little bit about betrayal and the loss of loved ones. It's more of an introspective kind of song where he examines his rap career and questions the loyalty of others. Then Morgan Freeman wraps things up with some final words of wisdom for 21 Savage. The advice he gave seems very prudent and sounds like some game that we could all benefit from regardless of what your profession may be. You gotta stay in Savage mode. Overall, I give this album a rating of 4 out of 5. I think that 21 Savage and Metro Boomin snuck through the back door and brought trap music back for 2020. If you look at the year so far, there haven't really been many huge releases for the trap subgenre, or at least none that sounded as good as this one, in my opinion. 21 was rapping on this one. Sure, the lyrical themes will get repetitive, but he does offer some variety, especially with a couple of thought-provoking tracks at the very end of the album. And we already started to see 21 venture into this better songwriting direction around the time of his 2018 album. So fortunately, he is still taking steps to make more well-rounded content. While the sonic tone to this project was mostly dark and nightmarish, Metro kept things flavorful by adding in a couple of wavy and more lighthearted instrumentals. Let's also not forget that Morgan Freeman's performance as the narrator took this project to the next level. I've always thought that Morgan Freeman was so cool that he was maybe above the whole idea of street cred, but his street credibility definitely skyrocketed in my eyes after this. I would say that this album is 21's most consistent and cohesive body of work to date. Now, I haven't heard everything that Metro has produced before, but I'm willing to bet that this is his most advanced style of production yet. The transitions, the multi-layered instrumentals that he provided are far from one-dimensional and basic. If you follow this channel, I mostly review music from artists who make more boom bap and coke rap style hip hop. But if the trap music is dope, then I'm all ears. And thankfully, 21 and Metro gave us a quality release that will give me something else to listen to besides boom bap, because you know, you got to be able to switch it up sometimes. My favorite tracks include Runnin', Mr. Right Now, Rich Guy Shit, Many Men, My Dog, Brand New Draco, RIP Love, and Said and Done. Let me know what you thought of this project in the comment section below. What should I check out next? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. 21 Savage, Metro Boomin, Savage Mode 2, 1.